You are blessed. You've been lucky. I wish I got you last time. On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous.
Yes, what's happening everyone? Welcome to Live from the Groove, the Wu-Tang special. My name's TMB and for the next hour or so I'm going to be celebrating the sound of the Wu-Tang and one of the most important hip-hop LPs ever produced, their debut album, 36 Chambers. I want to concentrate on the impact that the 36 Chambers had on the world of hip-hop, and I'm interested in the impact that it's had on different people too. So I've reached out and got some interview clips from some seriously knowledgeable Wu-Tang heads. I'm going to round the show up with a 20-minute mix where I spin some sample source records. But first of all, let's get straight into it with this banger and one of my favourite Wu-Tang jams, is Protect Your Neck. Let's go!
Wu-Tang forever. There's a conflict between these young men. They never settle the beef. These young guys can't beat each other. But then the OG comes in at the end and kills the villain in 3 seconds. Me and Memphis always say that's how our lyrics gotta be. As we get older, we gotta be able to get on the mic and in 4 bars, rip a motherfucker's ass. Excuse my language.
So what's up, man?
Coolin', man.
Chillin'. Yo, you know I had to call. You know why, right?
Why?
Because, yo, I never, ever called and asked you to play something, right?
Yeah.
You know what I want to hear, right?
What you want to hear?
I want to hear that Wu-Tang joint.
Wu-Tang again?
Yeah, again and again.
Wu-Tang Clan coming at ya. Watch your step, kid. Watch your step, kid. Watch your step, kid. So set it off. Watch your step, kid. I smoke on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser, raising hell with the flavor. Terrorize the jam like troops in Pakistan, swinging through your town like your neighborhood Spider-Man. So tick-tock and keep ticking, while I get you flipping off the shit I'm kicking. The Lone Ranger, co-ed, danger, deep in the dark with the art to rip the charts apart. The vandal, too hot to handle your battle. You're saying goodbye like Tevin Campbell. Roughneck, Inspector Dex on the set. The rebel, I make more noise than heavy metal. The way I make the crowd go wild. Sit back, relax, won't smile. Ray got it going on, pal. Call me the rap assassinator. Rhymes rugged and built like Schwarzenegger. And I'ma get mad deep like a threat. Blow up your project, then take all your assets. Cause I came to shake the frame in half with the thoughts that bomb shit like math. So if you wanna try to flip, yo, flip on the next man. Cause I'll grab the clip and hit you with 16 shots and more. I got going to war with the melting pot.
It's the Method Man for short, Mr. Map. Move it on your left, and set it off, get it off, let it off like a gat. I wanna break food, cop me back. Small change, they putting shame in the game. I take game and blow that nigga out the frame. And like bang, my fella live forever. Niggas crossing over like they don't know no better. But I do. True, can I get a sue? Enough respect due to the 1-6 ooh. I mean, oh, yo, check out the flow like the Hudson or PCP. When I'm dusting, niggas off because I'm hot like sauce. The smoke from the lyrical blunt make me
ooh, what grab my nut, get screwed. Ow, here comes my Shaolin style. True, B-A-B-Y-U. To my crew with the
yeah. Come on, baby, come on. Baby, come on, baby, come on.
Yo, you best protect your neck.
First things first, man, you with the worst. I'll be sticking pins in your head like a nurse. I'll attack any nigga who's slacking his Mac. Come fully packed with the fat burger stack. Shame on you when you step through. Two, the old dirty bastard, straight from the Brooklyn Zoo. And I'll be damned if I let any man come to my center. You enter the winter, straight up and down that shit. Cam, you can't slam. Don't let me get fooled on me, man. The old dirty bastard is dirty and stinking. Ace on your nigga rolling with the night of the creeps. Niggas be rolling with a stash. Ain't saying gas, bite my style. I bite your motherfucker.
Cry out loud, my style is wild, so book me. Not long is how long that this rhyme took me. Ejected styles from my lethal weapon. My pen that rocks from here to Oregon. Here's more again. Catch it like a psycho flashback. I love gats. Rap was a gun. You wouldn't bust back. I come with all types of shapes and sounds. And where I lounge is my stomping grounds. I give an order to my peeps across the water to go and snatch up props all around the border and get far like a shooting star. Cause who I are is living the life Apollo Escobar. Point blank as I kick the square biz. There it is, your fucking pros and there it goes.
Yo, chill with the feedback block. We don't need It's 10 o'clock, ho, where the f*** to see that? Feeling mad hostile, ran out postal, flowing like Christ when I speaks the gospel. Soul with the holy roll, then attack the globe with the buckets, style the ruckus. 10 times 10 men committing mad sin. Turn the other cheek and I'll break your chin. Slaying boom bangs like African drums. Coming around the mountain when I come. Crazy flamboyant for the rap enjoyment. My clan increased like black unemployment. Yeah, another one dare. Took a genius, take us the out of here.
The Wu is too slamming for these coke killing labels. So ain't had hits since I seen Aunt Mabel. Be doing all the sin like Cain did Abel. Now they money's getting stuck to the gum under the table. That's what you get when you misuse what I invent. Your empire falls and you lose every cent. But trying to blow up a scrub, now that thought is just as bright as a 20-watt light bulb. Should've pumped it when I rocked it. Niggas so stingy, they got short arms and deep pockets. This goes on in some companies with majors that's scared to death to pump these. First of all, who's your A&R? A mountain climber who plays an electric guitar, but he don't know the meaning of dope when he's looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than a bar soap. And I'm the dirtiest thing in sight. Matter of fact, bring out the girls and let's have a mud fight.
You're listening to Live from the Groove, the Wu-Tang special, and that was, of course, Protect Your Neck. So we're celebrating the sound of the 36 Chambers album on this show, and the album came out towards the end of 1993. Here's a nerdy record fact: it was released on the same day as A Tribe Called Quest's Midnight Marauders, and just 2 weeks before Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg. Without doubt, there were reams of amazing hip-hop albums coming out at that time, but the instantly recognisable sound of the Wu-Tang is something that most hip-hop fans will never forget. The Shaw Brothers Kung Fu samples, the off-kilter beats and loops, and the rotation of the 10 MCs was just mind-blowing. One of those MCs with probably the most charisma and style in his flow was Method Man, and here's his title track from the album.
Weren't you just using the Wu-Tang school method against me?
I've learned so many styles, forgive me.
The study of Kung Fu fighting is ongoing. Don't ever hope to master all of them. So be careful.
Thank you for your advice.
Yo, so it's going down like that, huh? Yeah?
From the slums of Shaolin, Wu-Tang Clan strikes again. The RZA, the Juzza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Raekwon the Chef, You Guard, Ghostface Killer, and the Method.
M-E-T-H-O-D, man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. Hey, you, get off my cloud. You don't know me and you don't know my style. Who be getting down when they come to a jam? Here I am, the Method Man. Patty cake, hey, the Method Man. Don't need skip, beat, jet for Peter Pan. Peanut butter, cause I'm not butter. In fact, I snap back like a rubber band. I be Sam I am, and I don't eat green eggs and ham. Now the hit ya, when they got there, you'll be like, oh shit, that's the jam. Turn it up, now hear me get wild. I'm about to blow like me. Upside, downside, inside and outside, hitting you from every angle. There's no doubt I am the one and only Method Man, the master of the plan, rapping shit like Saran. Rap with some of this and some of that. Hold up, what? I thought I saw a putty tat over there, but I think he bets to beware of the diggy dog shit right here. Yippee, yeah, yippee, yo, like the accentus ain't your average flow, coming like raw. Ooh, Chico, tell me how you like it so far, baby boy. The poetry's in motion, coast to coastin'. Rub it on your skin like lotion. What's the commotion? Oh my lord, another corn chop by the Wu-Tang sword. Hey, like that. It's the Method Man, ain't no ifs about it. It's the Method, right, y'all? Get your White House, get your meth, get your skins. Don't forget your orty, and we gon' do it like this. I got fat bags of skunk. I got White House guns, and I'm about to go get lifted. Yes, I'm about to go get lifted. I got myself a 40, I got myself a shorty, and I'm about to go and stick it. Yes, I'm about to go and stick it. H-U-F-F, hop, and I pop, blow like snow when the cold winds blow. Then soon I hit the mic like boom. Know the song about it like the here it go. Question: what exactly is a penny raider? Ill behavior, savior, or major flavor? All of the above, oh yeah, plus I do so. Also flamming the man, call me super. Not an average Joe with an average flow, doing average things. average hoe. Yo, I'm super, I make a bitch squirt for my super sperm. Check it, I give it to you raw but naked. I smell sex, pass the method. Let's get lifted as I kick ballistic missiles and shoot game like a pistol. Clip is loaded when I click bang, bang. A Wu-Tang slug hits your brain. J-U-M-P jump and I thump. Make those ropes like pumping humpty hump. Wow, the Shaolin style is all in me. Child, the whole damn L is calling me. B-A-N-T-Y-R-A-I-B-E-R mad raw. I don't cry, meaning no one can burn or toss and turn me. Ooh, I'll be the super sperm. Chim chim money, chim chim cherry. Freak the flow and flow fancy free. Now how many licks does it take for me to hit the tushy roll center of a break? Beating don't sleep, the dudes mad deep. Wu-Tang, baiting motherfuckers like bleach. So to each and every crew, you clear like glass, I can see right through. Your whole damn buzz be catching, I'm all your business. You didn't have wins to begin with. I'm the M-E-T-H-O-D man, M-E-T-H-O-D man, M-E-T-H-O-D man. Here I am, the method man.
Straight from the slums of Shaolin, Wu-Tang killer bees on a swarm. Your show have just been triggered through the 36 chambers of death, kid.
Yes, hope you're enjoying the show, everyone. You're listening to Live from the Groove, the Wu-Tang special, and my name's TMB. Out to everyone listening in, please drop us a comment if you're into the music, and don't forget to follow our socials. Just search Live from the Groove. Right, up next is another stone cold classic from the 36 Chambers album.
Where's my sister?
I'm standing on her.
To run game on a nigga who's buck wild with the trigger.
Shame on a nigga who tried to run game on a nigga
who's bucks our fuck ass up.
Yo, hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, hut.
Old dirty bastard, live and uncut. Styles unbreakable, shatterproof. To the young youth, you wanna get gun? Shoot, blow. How you like me now? Don't fuck the style, ruthless. Wow. Do you wanna get your teeth knocked the fuck out? Wanna get on it like that? Well then shout.
Your RZA, your razor, hit me with the major. The damage, my clan understand it be flavor. Gunning, coming at ya. First I'm gonna get ya, once I got ya, I got ya. You could never capture the method man stature. For rhyming, for rapture. Got niggas resigning, now master my style. Never, I put the fucking buck in the wild kid, I'm terror. Razor sharp, I sever the head from the shoulders. I'm better than my competitor. You mean competitor, whatever. Let's get together.
Shame on the nigga who tried to run game on the nigga who's buck wild with the trip.
He act so thick, I'm fat. And yo, Ray came blowing and blew off your headphones black. Rock from yo, Cali to Texas. Smoother than a Lexus. Now it's my turn to practice. Brothers approaching half step, but ain't heard half of it yet. And I bet you're not a fucking vet. So when you see me on the reel, forming like Voltron, remember I got deep like a Navy SEAL.
Shame on the nigga who tried to run game on the nigga who's buck wild with the trigger. Shame on the nigga who tried to run game on the nigga. I'll fuck your ass up. Yo, I come with that old loco style from my vocal, couldn't people with a pair of bifocals. I'm no joker, play me as a joker, be on it like a house on fire, smoke ya. Dudes be acting like the gangs anyway, be like warriors, come out and play. Me, I get into shit, I let it like diarrhea. Got burnt once, but that was only gonorrhea. Dirty, I keep shit staged in my drawer so I can get fist and funky for you. Murder takes the flame of the Wu-Tang Rah. Here comes the tiger verse grave. Ow, be like wow with my style. Punk, you play me chump, you get jumped.
Now it's time for our first drop, which is courtesy of Enish, aka Big Dave. Enish is an MC and a hip-hop artist based in Brighton, and he's revered on the UK hip-hop scene and the battle circuit as a master of his craft. It's a coup to have him on the show, so big ups Dave, shout out for the drop, much respect. Here it is, this is Enish's take on the Wu-Tang and the impact of the 36 Chambers.
Yo, what's up? My name is Enish, otherwise known as Big Dave, and this is the Live from the Groove Wu-Tang special. Yeah, as far as when I first heard and bought 36 Chambers, I was 11 in 93 when it came out. When I was about 8, I think, my mother bought me the first MC Hammer album. It was MC Hammer, Fresh Prince, shit like that, you know, I was 8, 9 years old. I went to secondary school, grunge was a big thing, all my boys were listening to it, so, you know, I got into Nirvana and Pearl Jam and shit like that. But when I was when I was 11, I think, I was with my mother visiting her family in Northampton, and I was in W.H. Smith, and I saw a copy of Hip Hop Connection, which just caught my eye for whatever reason. I think the Far Side were on the cover because Bizarre Ride had come out, and I bought it just on a whim, like, you know, it looked interesting. And I think 36 Chambers had come out maybe the month before, 2 months before that, because the letters page in the back, that's all anybody was talking about, saying how dope it was, and Wu-Tang this and Wu-Tang that. So, you know, it sounded interesting, it stuck in my head, but I didn't really think that much more of it. And I was in Falmouth, my hometown, waiting in the dentist with my mother, and I had about an hour and a half. For some reason we had about an hour and a half until the appointment, so I said to my mum, I'm just going to bop down into town. I went into R Price, again, anybody my age will remember R Price, and back in Cornwall at that time there was the big thing that all the kids were doing was just going in there and nicking CD sleeves and tape sleeves to put on their, you know, their school books or whatever. So they had a fuck off massive box of loose tapes with no covers. They were selling them for £1 each. I was 11 years old, I didn't have a penny in my pocket, and I found Midnight Marauders tape, somebody had nicked the cover on that, and I found 36 Chambers, and obviously I thought, oh, this is what they was writing about in the magazine. So I sprinted back up to the dentist, I absolutely pegged it, because I only had, like, at that point maybe 40-30 minutes to the appointment, and I begged my mum for £2. I absolutely begged her for £2. She said no, and I just cracked on, and in the end she gave me £2, which seems crazy these days, but, you know, in 93, for whatever reason, £2 was a lot of money. So I sprinted back down, I bought the tapes, sprinted back, got to the dentist, went home, popped it in the tape deck. Me and my brother were playing Mega Drive, and me and my brother never saw eye to eye. He's always trying to get me in trouble and shit, so I pressed play, and the first fucking song is Bring the Motherfucking Ruckus, Bring the Motherfucking Ruckus. And then my brother just screamed, Mum, you gave Dave £1 to buy his fucking album, like, full of, like, swearing and shit. Obviously he didn't say that, but yeah, he immediately tried to get me in trouble, so I had to grab the tape and then swiftly hide it so my mother couldn't find it. But yeah, that wasn't the first time my brother dropped me in some shit, but yeah, it's an odd story, but yeah, that's how I copped it. It's just a random series of events, really, starting off with just buying a random magazine. So I'd already sort of heard Far Side by then, and Dr. Dre had dropped The Chronic, and you know, as far as you know, the next question, what other music was I into? Like I said, it was I was listening to kind of poppy hip hop, I guess. Grunge, mainly Nirvana, I really enjoyed, and I still do. My mother was a big music person, so, you know, there was always like Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, Sam Cooke, Motown stuff playing in the house, you know. So my mother played the piano as well, and my brother was in a band and all that shit. So, you know, I was always surrounded by music. Hip-hop wise, I remember I had The Chronic, Dr. Dre, which was, you know, that was crazy when it came out. And at the time, of course, you know, everybody always says this, like, the West Coast was running things, basically, and, you know, New York had died off and whatnot. And this kind of links into the next question as far as, you know, 36 Chambers changing the music taste was, you know, the West Coast was doing their thing and, you know, the East Coast was kind of falling off. But at that time, people forget that it was like LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane, and they're just rapping about girls all the time. And it was just kind of, it was still that soft poppy shit, like high top fades, and like, you know, Big Daddy Kane had dancers, like, you know, dancing around with their little choreographed moves and shit. You know, it just wasn't popping. But 36 Chambers dropped and it just changed everything, you know. Like, I told my boy Scissors the other day at the pub, I said, you know, I'm doing this interview about 36 Chambers, and we were talking, and I listened to it the other day to get ready for this, and we were talking about it, and, you know, we both agreed it's an absolutely timeless album, and it really did send my life off in a totally different trajectory. You know, as far as how it inspired and influenced me, it really, like I said, it sent my life off in a different direction, and not just my music taste and stuff. It was, you know, the clothes, and, you know, really I was trying to dress like Mobb Deep and Wu-Tang, and, you know, I've still got it, my first Wu-Wear hoodie from '97. I was 15. You know, my mum, I saved up the money, she wrote a check and posted it off, and, you know, we had to wait 28 days for it to arrive and all that shit. But yeah, man, it just, you know, the sound of the album, the samples, the kung fu shit, like I was already watching kung fu films at that time.
Why did you torture my master? You made him kill himself! Arrest him! Wu-Tang style.
You know, and you just have to listen to it. Like, it's basically a flawless album. The RZA's production, like that real crunchy, static and like dark shit, and like obviously, even, you know, God bless him, you God, you know, whatever your opinion of him is, he's clearly not the best member of Wu-Tang, but, you know, he had his moments. Like, he shone in his moments. So every rapper came correct on that. All the beats are ill. You know, it's a work of art, basically, you know, and unfortunately, in my opinion, Wu-Tang have severely dropped off. You know, certain members are still popping, but, you know, 36 Chambers was a game changer, and also the whole, you know, the record deal set up that RZA did, where they signed the label for the group, but, you know, gave the individuals the option to sign where they wanted. You know, that changed the whole music industry, literally. So, you know, as far as inspiring and influencing me, it not that I dislike grunge, but that all just went in the bin. It just became just pure hip hop all the time. You know, as I grew older, obviously, you know, I realised I was pigeonholing myself, and, you know, I'm listening to all sorts of music now, but it really did inform my formative years. And as far as writing lyrics, I was writing silly little raps, you know, when I was 8, 9, 10. I'd started, you know, stringing little bits and bobs together, just stupid shit. But when 36 Chambers came out, it really, like, you know, lit a fire in me, I guess. And I'm not saying I turned into, like, you know, a shit hot rapper overnight. I really didn't. But, you know, it did. It made me take it more serious. And like I said, you know, you had Dr. Dre rapping about, you know, bitches and blunts and 6'4s or whatever, and then you had LL Cool J and Big Daddy Kane rapping about girls, and, you know, dancing around and shit. And here came these brothers who was like, you know, totally ghetto. The way they dressed, you know, everything, the whole image of it, the kung fu samples. Yeah, I mean, it really started me rapping, basically. You know, I was always writing, scribbling little, you know, limericks together or whatever, but yeah, I mean, as seriously as you can take rapping as an 11-year-old back in them days, you know, it really did push me into making music myself. There's absolutely no doubt about that. As far as the impact it had on hip-hop, I mean, like I said, with me personally, it changed the whole trajectory. It made, you know, it brought out the kind of the grime and the dirt of New York, and, you know, everything that followed afterwards. I mean, I think Illmatic had already come out at that point. I'd have to double check the dates, but You know, that led on to the whole Loud Records thing, Mobb Deep, you know, MOP, you know, the list is endless basically. So it brought New York hip hop back. It sounds, you know, it's a cliche to say, but it did really, you know, it put New York back on the map. And you know, Dre and Snoop and Wu-Tang and that, everybody's doing their thing. And yeah, man, it changed the whole game basically. You know, RZA did change the game. There's numerous documentaries. Of Mics and Men is the best one, but yeah, I mean, ask anybody really, if they don't say that 36 Chambers at least had a massive impact on hip hop, then they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. And I'll keep that 100 absolutely to my heart. If you don't rate 36 Chambers, then you don't know hip hop. Like, I'll quite happily put my hand up and say that shit. And as far as coming into it, like the last question, like, pause on that by the way, the last question, it's like I said, I listened to it last week just to get my head around it, to do this drop for you. And yeah, I hadn't heard it in years. I realised, you know, it's just kind of entrenched in my head. It's not something that I listen to regularly. It's just one of those albums that's in my head. You know, I know every lyric, but it really, I don't know, it sounded new again, and that's the secret of a good album. You can revisit it and maybe hear different things, or just, you know, the way music affects you on a certain day, or how you're feeling or some shit. Like, it just really, really resonated with me. And then I met Sis at the pub, and it's all we talked about for half an hour, you know. And then because of that, I then, you know, started gunning Spotify. So I listened to the Method Man album, I listened to the Old Dirty album, and I listened to the Jizza album, and I listened to Cuban Links, and, you know, then moved on to whoever it was afterwards. Shit, I don't know, there's so many of them, do you know what I mean? And like, it is definitely still relevant. You know, Wu-Tang albums themselves, I personally don't think they've done a decent one since the W, which I think was their third album in the early 2000s. As a group, they're not as coherent as they were, but if you're just talking about 36 Chambers and its effect, it's still just as relevant today as it always was, and you can never count Wu-Tang out simply on, you know, the strength of that album and everything they did up to Wu-Tang Forever. People feel differently about Wu Forever, you know, changing the sound because of RZA's basement flooding and shit, but yeah, I mean, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers is always going to be fresh, and it's always going to be relevant. Like, you know, it never fails to astound me, I guess you could say. And, you know, because I was so young, I was 11 when the album came out, and I copped it, and it was just that weird kind of buying that magazine and then finding it on tape for £1. And you know, I've still got the same tape. It's smashed to shit, but I've still got it. You know, it's the same tape I bought 28 years ago now. So yeah, this album is never going to go out of fashion. It's something, you know, you could play it to, you know, if you played a young kid like a more recent Wu-Tang album these days, they'd probably be like, oh, that's fucking whack. But you put that on, and, you know, it's going to turn heads. And, you know, I can't speak for today's generation, but I pretty much guarantee anybody my age bracket, slightly below, slightly above, they'll all tell you the same thing. So yeah, man, 36 Chambers, it is exactly what it is. And, you know, that said, the film is fucking dope as well, and it's on Netflix, so check that shit out. But yeah, man, I've been Big Dave. It's been a pleasure. I just want to thank Live from the Groove for having me on here. This is the Live from the Groove Wu-Tang special.
A game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, right? Before you move.
Own style is immensely strong and immune to nearly any weapon. When it's properly used, it's almost invincible.
Raw, I'ma give it to you with no trivia. Roll like cocaine straight from Bolivia. My hip hop will rock and shock the nation like the Emancipation Proclamation. Weak MCs approach with slang that's dead. Them eyes are running to the wall and bang your head. I push a force, my force you're doubting. I'm making devils cower to the Caucasus Mountains.
When I'm Messiah, I set the microphone on fire. Rap styles vary and carry like Mariah. I come from the Shaolin slum, and the al I'm from is coming through with enough niggas, enough guns. So if you wanna come sweating, stressing,
contesting. You got your soft swords at the midsection. Don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. Phony niggas are outlined and chalk. I'm mad vexed, is what the projects made me. Rebel to the grain, there's no way to barricade me. Steamroller niggas like an 18-wheeler. What the drunk driver driving, there's no surviving.
Rough like Timberland, where? Yeah, me and the clan and yo, the Land Cruisers out there. Peace to all the crooks, all the niggas with bad looks. Bald head braids, blows his hook. We pack home text, nigga play the max. Black axe, drug dealing styles with fat stacks. Only been a good nigga for a minute though, cause I got to get my props and win it. Yo, I got beef with commercial ass niggas with gold teeth, camping in a Lexus seat and beef. Straight up and down, don't even bother. I got 40 niggas up in here now who kill niggas forward.
My peoples, are you with me where you at? In the front, in the back, killer bees on attack. My peoples, are you with me where you at? Smoking meth, hitting cats on the block with the gap.
Here I go, deep tight flow. Jack you stole can never get this low. I'm Terry Bomb and shit. Boom, that's warming up a little bit. Rapping in is what's happening. Keep the pockets stacking in, hands clapping in. At the party when I move my body. Gotta get up and be somebody. Grab the microphone, put strength to the bone. Dan, 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 into the Wu-Tang zone. Sure enough, when I rock that stuff up, I'm gonna catch up rough. Kicking rhymes like Jim Kelly or Alex Haley. I'm a beat a belly rhymes. Coming raw style, hardcore. Niggas be coming to the hip-hop store. Coming to buy grocery from me. Turn out to be a hip-hop MC. The law, in order to enter the Wu-Tang, you must bring the old dirty bastard type slang. Represent the Jizza, Abbott, Ruza, Shaquan, Inspect the deck. Dirty hole getting low with his flow. Introduced in the ghost bass killer. No one can get it live.
My peoples, are you with me where you at? In the front, in the back, killer bees on attack. My peoples, are you with me where you at? Smoking meth, hitting cats on the block with the gap.
Speaking of the devil's sight, know it's the God, get your shit right. Mega trife, and yo, I killed you in a past life. On the mic while you was kicking that fast shit. You and Nick tried to get it, got blasted. Half-mastered ass style, mad rough chast. When I struck, I had on Tim's in the black mask. Remember that shit? I know you don't remember Jack. That night, yo, I was sitting like a spiked bat. And then you thought I was bugged out and crazy. Strapped for nonsense, after me became lazy. Yo, nobody budged while I shot slugs. Never shot ducks, I'm running with ducks that flood mugs. So grab your 8+1, start flipping and tripping. Niggas is jetting, I'm licking off, son.
Wu-Tang, 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 Wu-Tang.
Homicide's illegal and death is a penalty. One justifies the homicide when he dies in his own iniquity. It's the master of the mantis rapture coming at ya. We have an APB on an MC killer. Looks like the work of a master. Evidence indicates that his stature merciless like a terrorist, hard to capture. The flow changes like a chameleon, plays like a friend and stabs you like a dagger. This technique attacks the immune system, disguised like a lie, paralyzing the victim. You scream as it enters your bloodstream, erupts your brain from the pain these thoughts contain. Moving on a nigga with the speed of a centipede and injure any motherfucking contender.
My peoples, are you with me where you at? In the front, in the back, killer bees on attack. My peoples, are you with me where you at? Smoking meth, hitting cats on the block with the gap.
What's happening, everyone? That was, of course, The Mystery of Chess Boxing from the 36 Chambers album. And before that, you heard Enish, aka Big Dave, discussing the impact of the 36 Chambers album. Shout outs to everyone listening in. Hope you're enjoying the show. This is Live from the Groove, the Wu-Tang special. Next up, we're going to hear from our man Gu. Gu's based out in Germany and runs a label called R Label Records, which is a certified dope independent label. He also spins records on the Home Digging Radio show. Shout out to Gu, thanks a lot for the recording. Here's his take on the Wu-Tang and the 36 Chambers.
Hey, this is Gu from Our Label Records and the Home Digging Radio show. And thank you very much for having me being a part of this questionnaire about the 36 Chambers of the Wu-Tang Clan. Question 1. How has the 36 Chambers album influenced you? funny thing about 36 Chambers, at first I didn't get it, and that means I didn't buy it, and also I didn't get it. Like, I didn't understand it, and I was just skipping through it. I was having a hard time buying vinyl records, as I usually would in the early 90s, because the one shop in my town that had records had some quite unfriendly people working there. So I thought at that time, because years later I used to be a customer there again, and also I started working there, so I had to change my mind about it. But at that time there was only one shop for me, and they only sold CDs, so I put all my money on the newest hip-hop CDs and read the reviews, and I skipped through the 36 Chambers at some point, and I think it was too rough and rugged for me. I was at a point where I was a little tired of gangster stuff and weed smoking and all that, and I didn't really pay attention to what was happening on the album. It was actually Wu-Tang Forever, a couple of years later, that did it for me. When I first heard Triumph, man, I was hooked. And then, of course, I went back to the 36 Chambers and found myself wondering why I didn't get it at first. And so now, of course, Cream, Protect Your Neck, all of that, you know, I was just fascinated by the lo-fi sounds. And actually 36 Chambers and Wu-Tang Forever are quite different, I feel, in the production, because 36 Chambers is so much rougher to my taste. But man, I dug the whole thing then, and bought Old Dirty Bastards album and Method Man and so on, GZA. And yeah, that's basically the influence that 36 Chambers had on me. That was that I learned once more that your perspective of now may change, and you will have a wider perspective a little later on. That I can actually say about that. Question 3. What effect has the album had on hip-hop? Well, that for sure was a big impact, because people didn't think you could make an album like that, sounding like that, teaming up like that. And the more we learned about how the RZA put the album together, how he changed verses in their sequence, and you know, how he pieced things together that seemed not to be able to be together, I think quite made an impact on a lot of people. Question 4. How do you think 36 Chambers changed hip-hop, both in terms of lyricism and production? Well, I started listening to hip-hop at about 85, 86, and I'm not sure if that's so easy to say that everything was brand new that happened there, because in the 80s, of course, some production sounded kind of lo-fi as well, due to the lack of proper technical possibilities. At the same time, I think that what RZA did was finding a new way of being ruthless in finding your sound. Like people like Prince Paul would do this. You know, they would just do stuff, and then maybe people would say, no, you shouldn't do that, or you can't do that, and they'd be like, no, look, I just did. And in terms of lyricism, of course, if you look at some of the rhymes they have on that album, like the way GZA puts together his lyrics.
Most of our influence came from kung fu movies. Sometimes there's a lot of swinging, a lot of blocking, but in Japanese samurai movies, it's one stroke kills. Bing, stroke, bing, stroke. When it came time to incorporate a film into the Wu-Tang world, I chose this film to represent the GZA. His lyrics are straight to the point.
Of course, that's another level. And I think it's always hard to compare MCs and their lyricism. Like, I would never say Rakim did this before, but in a way, I hear Rakim when I hear GZA, in the way they put together some terms or have the metaphors flowing and stuff like that. But at the same time, of course, they're totally different. So Yeah, 36 Chambers changed hip-hop to some extent in the same way the Chronic album did by Dr. Dre, because it had a new sound that we didn't hear before. And at the same time, I think you hear a lot of influences on 36 Chambers from the years that already had been going on in hip-hop. Lastly, I want to share a little anecdote, because when the Forever album came out, the Wu-Tang Clan toured Europe, and I happened to be at the very first show of that tour in Hanover, Germany, and because a mate of mine knew the promoter of that show and also of the whole tour. So we went there, and he was a little nervous because trying to find out if everybody was there, and they had a support band booked by the label, and we were waiting for that support band. It was called Shooty's Groove, I think, to go on stage, because everybody was eager, waiting for the show and so on, for some music to start. And then the promoter came, and he was kind of confused. He was like, well, what happened is that the Wu-Tang Clan heard the band do the sound check, and they said, well, you can be on tour with us, but you won't play another song on this tour. And so there was not a single show where Shooty's Groove was allowed to perform before the Wu-Tang Clan. And I think Hanover and maybe Hamburg afterwards, but were the only two shows where all members of the clan were actually on stage and performing. For the rest of the show, people went missing. And so I'm happy I saw the whole of the Wu-Tang Clan starting that show, even though I missed out on Shooty's Groove, wherever they may be today. God bless them. And that's my Wu-Tang story.
If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous.
So I just wanted to go off-piste slightly from the 36 Chambers album and just play you two of my favourite Wu-Tang verses of all time. So the first one is Inspector Deck. I'm really into the stuff that he's doing with 7 Hour and Esoteric as Czarface. They've done a whole heap of amazing albums, and I think he didn't really stand out to me the first time I heard most of the Wu-Tang material, but this verse, which is taken from the track Triumph, is literally one of my favourite rap verses of all time. It's just so powerful. The way he puts the lyrics together and the way that the rhyme flows over this beat is just incredible.
Wu-Tang forever.
I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. Battle scarred shogun. Explosion when my pen hits. Tremendous. Ultraviolet shine blind forensics. I inspect view through the future. See millennium. Killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. Shackling the matches with drastic rap tactics. Graphic displays melt the steel like blacksmiths. Black Wu jackets, Queen Bees ease the Gunson. Rumble with patrolmen, tear gas, lace the function. Heads by the score, take flight inside a war. Ticks hit the floor, die hard fans demand more. Behold the bold soldier, control the glow slowly. Proceeds the blow, swinging swords like shinobi. Stomp grounds and pound footprints in solid rock. Who got it locked, performing live on your hottest fly.
So that was one of my favourite verses of all time. It's Inspector Deck's verse on the track called Triumph. Next, for my second favourite Wu-Tang verse of all time, this is the Juzza on his track Liquid Swords, obviously taken from the album by the same name. And again, the way that he flows these lyrics over this beat is just off the hook. Check it out.
We're gonna take y'all back to the source, good knowledge. Yo.
When the MCs came to live out their names and to perform, some had to snort cocaine to act the same. With the poor heat rocking on down on the mental plane, the spark the brain, with the building to be born. Build up to the track, the what you got. Take a fit, fake niggas get flipped in mic fights. I swing swords and cut clown. Shit is too swift to bite, you record and write it down. I flow like the blood on a murder scene, like it's a syringe on some wild out shit to insert a fame. But it was your walk the shop, stolen art, catch a swollen heart from not rolling smart. I put bad pressure on phony whack rhymes and get hurt. Sits plate like zodiac signs, a sweatshirt. That's minimum and feminine like sandals. My minimum table stacks the verse on a gamble. Energy is felt once the cards are dealt. With the impact of roundhouse kicks from black belts that attack. Them white bones like cyclones or typhoons. I represent from midnight to high noon. I don't waste ink, nigga. I think I drop megaton bombs more faster than you blink. Cause rhyme thoughts travel at a tremendous speed through clouds of smoke of natural blends of weed. Only under one circumstance, as if I'm blunted, turn that shit up. My clan in the front wanted.
Now it's time for our final drop of the show, and it's over to the main man Kista. It's dope to have Kista on the show to talk about the Wu, as he is a superb producer himself, as well as a mad talented graffiti writer. And he also finds the time to run Soundweight Records. Go check out their latest release, which is the Omar's album, a really dope instrumental LP. Kista, it's over to you.
Yo, this is Kista, beatmaker, graffiti writer, and the man behind Soundweight Records. Yeah, they've definitely been an influence, there's no doubt about that. More the early years for me, i.e. 36 Chambers album, which came out in 93, and then there was like a little flurry of solo things from like Raekwon and Ghostface and Method Man and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, they were definitely an influence. Especially 36 Chambers, I think that's the one I hold in, you know, quite high esteem in terms of production and sound. Yeah, I definitely had an influence on my production, along with a lot of albums around that time. I think I was around 17 when it came out, maybe 18, I can't really remember, but yeah, I remember I was getting into making beats around that time, and I had an Akai SO1 sampler which had about 16 second sampling time on it, and I think when I first heard the album I was just like, wow, you know, it was raw, a gritty hip-hop sound, and the drum patterns on it were very loud, you know, through the speakers. Yeah, it was that type of stuff that definitely influenced me. And also I think I wanted to find the samples as well, especially when I first heard the Cream track, and I was like, you know, what is that sample? And it took me so long to actually realise it was the Charmel's As Long As I've Got You track. And you know, but back then you couldn't just Google something and find it, you know, it was yeah, you had to do a little bit more detective work to find the samples. It's had a massive impact on hip-hop. It's a classic, isn't it? It's up there with all the other classics. And I mean, it dropped in what, November 93? And I mean, I remember I got Midnight Marauders around the same time, and that is another album that is quite possibly one of my favourites. And I looked at what came out in 93, weirdly enough, prior to me talking on this interview, and I just could not believe the amount of quality that dropped in 93. You know, you had everything from Bulu Mind State, Black Sunday by Cypress Hill, Enter the Stage by Black Moon, The Beatnuts, Lords of the Underground, Diggable Planets. It's unbelievable. 93 Till Infinity, 21 and Over by the Alcoholics. Yeah, it was definitely an amazing time for hip-hop. But yeah, 36 Chambers will go down and as a classic. Do I think it changed the landscape for hip-hop? Yeah, definitely. You know, especially in terms of production, I don't think there was anything, you know, that sounded quite like it when it came out back in 93. And when you listen to it now, you know, you're still like, yeah, you know, there isn't a lot that sounded like it at the time, and there's nothing that kind of sounded like it now. So yeah, it's a timeless classic.
You've been listening to the Wu-Tang special of Live from the Groove, and I've been TMB. Shout outs to everyone that sent me a drop for the show. Out to Enish, Kista and Goo. Go look at their socials. You can get Enish at Enish on Instagram, and he also writes a really important blog about a really important subject, which is men's mental health. So go look up Rapper with Issues on Instagram to get the link to his blog. Goo you can find at goo_our_label, and to find Kista just go to Instagram and search KISTA. The links to all of their music and all their projects that they're involved in can all be found on their Insta channels, so please go hit them up. Right, so to end the show, I'm going to play my 20-minute mix. I've slapped this together using mainly Dusty 45s. It's recorded in one take, warts and all, and every track other than the first one is either a Wu-Tang sample source or a Wu-Tang track, an edit or a version. So I hope you enjoy the mix. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us to keep up to date with what we're up to. My name's TMB and this has been the Wu-Tang special of Live from the Groove. Peace!
creature up there having fear. From my party house, I'm afraid to come outside. Although I'm filled with love, pull the shade so I won't see them seeing me. Having hard time in this crazy town. Having hard time. There's no love to be found. Having hard time in this crazy town. Having hard time. There's no love to be found. From my party house, I feel like me another familiar face of creed and race, a brother. But to my surprise, I find a man corrupt. Although he be my brother, he wants to hold me up. Having hard time in this crazy town. Having hard time. There's no love to be found. Having hard time in this crazy town. Having hard time. There's no love to be found. So many hard times. Sleeping on the hotel floor. You're all I need to get by.
Like sweet morning dew, I took one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny.
With arms open wide, I threw away my pride. I'll sacrifice for you, dedicate my life to you. I will go where you lead, always there in time of need.
And when I lose my will, you'll be there to push me up the hill.
There's no looking back for us. We got love, show love, that's enough. You're all I need to get by.
To get Listen, like a nigga protects his name. For you, I'll do my best. Stand by it like a tree, and dare anybody to try and move me.
Darling, in you I found strength where I was torn down. Don't know what's in store, but together we can open any door. Just to do what's good for you and inspire you a little harder.
You can't make a man out of the soul, then I will go.
'Cause we got the right foundation, and we're love.
exoticness. You know what I'm saying? Let's get technical. Where's your bone at? Get up on that shit, alright? Yo! Started off on the island, AK Shaolin, niggas wildin', gunshots thrown and phone dialing. Back in the days, I'm 8 now, making a tape now. Ray gotta get a plate now. Ignorant and mad young, wanted to be the one till I got loud, felt one. Yeah, my pops was a fiend since 16, shooting that's that shit in his bloodstream. That's the life of a crimey, real life crimey. If niggas know the habits behind me. Day one, yo, growing all up in the ghetto, now I'm a weed fiend, jetting the palmetto. In Medina, yo, no doubt, the guard got crazy clout, pushing a big joint from down south. So if you're filthy stacked up, better watch your back and duck, cause these beans, they got it cracked up. Now my man from up north, now he got the law, it's solid as a rock and crazy saw. No jokes, I'm not playing, kid is folks, Desert Eagle is dick and put him in a yoke. And the note for sure, I got wreck and rip shop, I pointed a gat at his mother's knot. Word out. Fuck that. Dedicated to the winners and the losers. Dedicated to all Jeeps and Land Cruisers. Dedicated to the 5s, 850i. Dedicated to niggas who do drive-bys. Dedicated to the Lexus and the Axe. Dedicated to MPVs. Fat nigga, yeah. Yo, kicking the fly cliches, doing duets with Ray and A. Happens to make my day. Though I'm tired of busting off shots, having to rock knots, running up in spots and making shit hot. I'd rather put shows instead of those hanging on my living room wall. My first joint in the window. I want a lamp, I want to be in the shade, plus a spotlight, getting my dick wrote all night. I want to have me a fat yacht and enough land to go and plant my own cess crops. But for now it's just a big dream, cause I find myself in a place where I'm last seen. My thoughts must be relaxed, be able to maintain, cause times is changing, life is strange, the glorious days is gone, and everybody's doing bad. Yo, mad lives is up for grabs, brothers passing away, I gotta make wakes, receiving all types of calls from upstate. Yo, I can't cope with the pressure, settling for lesser. The God left lessons on my dresser, so I can bloom and blossom, find a new way, continue to make more hits with Ray and A. Sunshine plays a major part in the daytime. Peace to mankind, Ghostface carry a black 9, nigga. Word up. Song like that. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Can it be that it was all so simple then? Can it be that it was all so simple then?
No fire is too hot, no snow is too cold. Youth will never leave me, I'll never go old. No, I feel free as a bird, flying around in the blue. As long as, baby, as long as I've got you. As long as I've got you. If happiness was water, I'd never run dry. If loneliness was a flower, it would wither and die. The whole world is our private playground to do what we want to do, as long as, baby, as long as I've got
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old men. So then we moved to Shaolin land, a young youth, yo rockin' the go-to, low goose. Only way I begin to G-York was drug loot. And let's start it like this, son, rolling with this one and that one, pulling out gats for fun. But it was just a dream for the teen who was a fiend. Started smoking wools at 16 and running up in gates and doing hits for high stakes, making my way off fire skates. No question I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. No question I would flow off and try to get the dough off. Sticking up right boys on board court. My life got no better. Same damn low sweater. Times is rough and tough like leather. Figured out I went the wrong route. So I got with a sick tight click and went all out. Catching keys from cross seas. Rolling in MPVs. Every week we made 40 G's. Yo, brothers, respect mine. I ain't gonna take now. Bow. Move from the gate now. Move from the gate now. Move from the gate now. Move from the gate now.
No fire is too hot. No snow is too cold. No fire is too hot. No snow is too cold. Youth will never leave me. I'll never go old. I'll never go old. I feel free. I feel free. I feel free. I feel free as a bird. I feel free as a bird. Flying around in the blue. As long as, baby, as long as I've got you. As long as
It's been 22 long, hard years, I'm still struggling. Survival got me bugging, but I'm alive on arrival. I peep at the shape of the streets to stay awake to the ways of the world. Deep, a man with a dream, with plans to make cream, would fail. I went to jail at the age of 15, a young buck selling drugs and such, who never had much, trying to get a clutch of what I could not touch. The court played me short, now I face incarceration. Pacing, going upstate's my destination. Handcuffed in back of a bus, 40 of us. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. But as the world turned, I learned life was hell. Living in the world no different from a cell. Every day I escape from Jake's giving chase, selling bass, smoking bones in the staircase. Though I don't know why I chose to smoke cess. I guess that's the time when I'm not depressed, but I'm still depressed. And I ask, what's it worth? Ready to give up, so I seek the old earth, who explain working hard may help you maintain, to learn to overcome the heartaches and pain. You got stick-up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks and stray shots, all in a block that stays hot. Leave it up to me while I be living proof, to kick the truth to the young black youth. But shorties running wild, smoking cess, drinking beer, and ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. Neglected for now, but yo, they got to be accepted. The what? The life is hectic.